Bonjour, bonjour et bienvenue. Je m'appelle Herman. Hello and welcome. My name is Herman. In today's lesson, we're going to learn a bit about French nouns and articles. Les noms et les articles. Les noms, okay, that's how it's written. Let's change the color here. So, les noms, so nouns. Les noms et les articles. Nouns and articles, or rather articles and nouns, les articles et les noms, since we usually have the article and then the noun. So les noms et les articles, ou les articles et les noms. So what's a noun and what's an article? Let's see. Okay, here we have a combination article, noun, article, noun, article, noun. And let's read them aloud to give you an idea. Un assistant, une glace, un panneau, des pluies, des océans, des pantalons, des messieurs, un scandale, une fée. This is an assistant, ice cream. This is a panel or a road sign, like un panneau stop. This is rain, rains in the plural form. Ocean, des océans. Pants or trousers for our British friends. Des messieurs, gentlemen. Un scandale, you guessed it, a scandal. Une fée, a magical fairy, a fairy, like tooth fairy, or like in a Snow White, une fée, fairy. So we have here article, noun. So what's a noun? Let's begin with a noun, like assistant or glace or océan or scandale. What are those? Well, a noun in grammar is simply a word that will refer to something, right? It will stand for something. It's a reference. It will stand for something. A noun will stand for a person, like it could designate a person. It could designate an animal. It could designate an object, a value or a concept or a phenomenon. For example, the word, let's say, le courage. Le courage, for example, if I write le courage, although we can't touch it, we cannot touch courage, it's nonetheless a noun, okay? Courage. So this is a value or a concept. So a noun can stand for a concept. And when I say Herman, which is my name, well, by the way, there is no article here, but Herman is nonetheless a noun. It's a proper noun. It stands for me, I, Herman, right? When I say une ville, a city, a town. So ville stands for, well, a town, right? It represents a place, maybe, in that case, une ville. So nouns are words that could refer to various things. Okay, they can represent a place, an animal, a person, a thing, an object, a phenomenon like pluie, une pluie, la pluie, des pluies, many things. That's what a noun stands for. It's a word that stands for many things. Now, usually in French, like 99.9999999%, right? In most cases, a noun will be preceded by an article, which you see here. To the left of the noun, you have an article. And the article is not optional. You will have to have an article and then a noun. They go hand in hand. And they are really, they must stick together. Whichever gender and number the noun has, the article also should be that gender and should have that number. So here, un is masculine, assistant is masculine. Un, like an, is singular, assistant is also singular. If I were to put this one in the plural form, like some assistants, like a few assistants, I would say des assistants. I will have to change the article and make it plural, because we have here several assistants, right? If I were to make this one singular, so here it means, I don't know how to put it in English, but a few rains, literally a few rains, some rains. If I were to say a rain, like in the singular form, it would be une pluie, like a violent rain. Une, because une means a, but in the feminine form, because in French the word pluie is feminine, une pluie. Now, the word for panneau here, panneau, representing a sign, like a road sign, un panneau or a panel. Panneau is singular, therefore the article preceding it is also singular. If panneau was plural, like if we had an X here, this is an X by the way, let me write it more nicely. If we had panneau, which means with an X, meaning that this is plural, then we'll have to change the article to de. So this is to tell you that articles and nouns in French are almost always together. Okay, they go hand in hand and they will share the same gender and number. Now, the noun, as we said, is usually preceded by the article, which you already said. It could be, the article could be definite or indefinite, and we have more on that in chapter 12. Okay, you can read more about that in chapter 12. Now, as I said, in French, articles are not optional. So here, the word fille, girl, adorable girl, nice girl. Fille means girl. It's a noun. You can't just say fille adorable. You should have an article preceding fille, like une fille adorable, like a nice or an adorable girl. So we have here an article and then the noun. So the noun always needs an article. That's one of the major thing about nouns and articles. They're really a pair. They should always stay together. Now, like we said before, the article on the noun share the same gender and number. Okay, so here we have nouns representing a person. If I say un garçon, a boy, so garçon is a noun representing a person. Une fille, a girl representing a person. Un vélo, a thing, une chose. And this is a masculine gender, un, because the article here is masculine. Article is masculine, un, and une, feminine. So plant, the word plant, even though it's a thing, chose means thing. A plant in French is feminine, considered feminine. That's why we have une plante. So gender and numbers, very important. Article and nouns will share the same gender and number. Now, you could replace an article with a demonstrative or possessive adjective. So if you say un vélo, you could replace it with a possessive adjective and say mon vélo. So vélo means bicycle. So mon vélo, you could replace un with mon vélo, which means my bicycle. So whatever you see an indefinite or definite article, you could replace that with a possessive or demonstrative adjective. For a demonstrative adjective, we could say ce vélo, this, ce vélo. We have more on demonstrative adjectives as well and possessive adjectives in subsequent lessons. All right, so that's it for today. Let's go back here. That's the end of the slide. All right, so you know a bit more about French nouns, I hope, and articles in French. One thing to remember is that they are usually together. They stick together and they share the same number and gender, and nouns will represent many things: people, things, objects, values, etc., etc. All right, so I hope you found it useful. Merci et à très bientôt. Au revoir. Bye bye.